What's up, everyone? This is Clay Deters from The Issue, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
But that's cool.
Hey, how are you, man?
Yeah. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So, Chris, you want to lead? You want me to start?
I'll start. So right. I was listening to the band, and I mean this as a compliment, but it reminds me of like early 2000s modern rock. Is that something that was intentional, or?
I don't know that it was necessarily intentional. That's just kind of what we grew up listening to and playing was, 90s, 2000s rock.
Yeah.
I guess so. I think it was more of a subconscious thing than a intentional thing, I suppose.
I don't like I say, I mean that in a really, like, it doesn't sound like it was made in 2000. I'm just saying you can definitely hear that influence, kind of like how you can hear 70s rock and Pearl Jam, for instance.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like there's two bands that are kind of, big influence. Well, three, I should say. Foo Fighters, Alice in Chains, and Alter Bridge are kind of three bands that have had a fair amount of influence on our style, I would say.
It's too bad Miles Kennedy can't sing.
Right. Probably, in my opinion, probably one of the best hard rock singers I think ever. That guy's so good.
I think he's one of the best singers in general ever.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. His range is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Slash came to Helsinki. I'm in Finland. So Slash came to play the Helsinki Ice Hall with Kennedy, obviously. And it was stupid. Like, Slash was in the middle, and then this motherfucking rock star is just doing his amazing vocals on the side of the stage.
Yeah.
And it was like, but why? Like, and Slash wasn't even that good. I'll tell you, like, it was embarrassing when he had like, I don't know, like a 30-minute slot for his solo, and it took like 12 of those minutes for him to warm up and like hit notes that made fucking sense.
Right.
And it's just, he's just doing his thing with his hat and blah, blah, blah. And there's this shining beacon of perfect vocals just leading his turn.
I'll tell you, Slash's bass player might actually be as good of a singer as Miles Kennedy. Todd Kearns.
I was literally just going to make a comment about that. Todd Kearns is insane. The song, I think it's the song Back from Cali. There's just some super high harmonies. And when you watch any of their live videos on YouTube, Todd Kearns is the guy climbing up there and hitting all that high shit.
Well, you can actually, he's in the band Sin City Sinners in Vegas, but I'm from Canada. I live in DC now. But he was in a massive band in the 90s in Canada called Age of Electric. Huge band. And I actually got to meet him quite a few times. I've worked with him in recording studios a few times. The guy is unbelievable. Like, you say, hit this note, he's just like, it's just done. Just done. And it's like perfect. So.
Isn't Brent Fritz? Brent Fitz? He's from Canada too, right? The drummer?
Yeah, and I think the bass player is too, or like in the Sin City Sinners.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, Miles Kennedy, you just don't get me on a rant because that guy.
Well, I'll say this: Slash's solo band with Miles Kennedy and then Alter Bridge as well. Those were two bands when I was in like late middle school all the way through high school, and still even now. Those were two bands that I listened to on repeat. Alter Bridge's first three records I really dug, and then everything that Slash has done with his solo band I think has just been fucking phenomenal. Those guys, he's got a really good band right now. I mean, I think they're one of the best hard rock bands in the scene.
Yeah. So where are you located?
So the band is based out of Minneapolis. I'm kind of the Lone Ranger. I live about 2 hours northwest of the Minneapolis area in a small town called Glenwood, Minnesota.
Yeah.
My wife and I live out here. next to the big old Lake Minnewaska.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm just hanging in I got a little studio set up in my basement, where I do kind of a lot of my writing and demoing and stuff like that. And then, drive down to Minneapolis weekly and meet with the guys. And there's a studio in one of the smaller suburbs of the Twin Cities that we do pretty much all our work out of, recording, our video stuff. All our video stuff that we put up on our YouTube channel is pretty much been done out of that studio. So it's kind of nice to have that relationship where we can get it all done in one place.
Yeah.
Are you the main songwriter in the band?
For the most part, I guess you could say that. I write all the lyrics, but it's the band is pretty collaborative as a whole. It generally starts out with a riff idea, coming from either myself or our other guitar player, and our bass player Kyle. He plays bass as well, or plays guitar as well.
I hope he plays bass.
He does. He does damn well too. But yeah, he plays guitar as well. So he'll come, he'll bring some riff ideas to the band too. And it's kind of, we're at our best when we're all in a room together. At least I feel that way. So I think we're making the best music as a whole, as a band. So yeah, it might start off with an idea from myself or one of the other guys, but it's really when the band gets a hold of it that it becomes the issue.
Right.
Cool. Are you recording yourselves? Do you work in a studio with an engineer and a producer?
So our very first 2 EPs that we did, we have one that we put out like in 2017 or 2018. And if you listen to it, you can kind of tell that was somewhat self-produced. We did have an engineer that was kind of helping us at the time. But I was actually going through an apprenticeship program out of the studio in Minneapolis. And that's when we recorded that EP. It was kind of when I was learning how to record and do all that stuff. But our second EP, we kind of self-recorded it and then had a guy mix it for us. And then all the singles since, one of the singles, our first single after that EP was the same deal. We recorded it and that same guy had mixed it for us. But What You Need, You, and Fallin, our latest 3 releases, those we worked with a producer in Minneapolis. And you can tell that there's a kind of a difference in quality of sound going from that older stuff to this newer stuff.
Who was the producer?
Ian Combs is his name.
Okay.
He's done a lot of hard rock records out of the Minneapolis area, Midwest region. Super, super nice, down to earth guy. He's a great guitar player, musician himself. And we had a lot of fun going into the studio and kind of chopping up the songs. And he really took on the producer role for these newer tunes. We hadn't really worked with a producer leading up to this point yet. It was a lot of just self-produce, record, have somebody mix it and go from there. Where this time, he got a hold of the material before we went into the studio. So he got a chance to dissect it a little bit and, kind of like he was really good about trimming the fat off of the songs. Like, hey, let's, there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. There's I can tell you guys are young and excited to write music. So let's just kind of let's make some badass rock tunes, keep the shit that everybody's going to dig, get rid of the unnecessary stuff, right, and let's make some cool music. And that's what we did.
Hurry up and get to the vocal, hurry up and get to the chorus.
Right.
Yeah, that was kind of it.
Hey, we do a lot of work with Pavement, or a lot of Pavement artists. How did you guys get hooked up with Pavement?
So I had heard about Pavement from a band in Minneapolis called Via. They're another hard rock band, kind of similar to The Issue. And I kind of heard about them. They had worked with them in the past. So I knew about Pavement. But then this band Plush, which I'm sure you guys have heard about. has blown up within the past year and a half. So I was just kind of like doing some research on them, like, all right, who are these guys? Who are they working with? And I saw that they were working with Pavement. So I had actually reached out to Tim. We reached out to Tim when we were putting out our song, What You Need. And we talked, and he was definitely interested in working with us. But we didn't really have our ducks in a row enough at that time to kind of take the step to jump on board with Pavement. Mm-hmm. So we kept working with the people that we were working with at that time. We worked with them for What You Need and You. And then when we were working on Fallin, I was like, we should really reach back out to Tim and see if Pavement's interested in working this tune for us. And so I sent him over an email, and he listened to the song, and he was like, hell yeah, let's, if you guys are in, let's do this thing. So we did.
Nice and easy.
I think we've interviewed Plush before, I think.
Yeah.
Have we not, Bruce? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I think we interviewed them before they blew up.
Yes.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah, we're like the lucky rabbit's foot. I don't know if you were aware of that. You come on the show, and then people blow up and forget about us.
Yeah. Hey, right on. Well, that's
they never come back, but you'll come back,
right? Hey, I'll come back anytime.
How close are you to Canada?
I think it's about 6 hours.
Oh. Wow. That's then never mind.
6 hours, I would say, about 4 to 6 hours.
Your accent sounds very Canadian, so I thought you were like right on the border.
Hey.
You know?
I do get that a lot. It must be that central Minnesota accent or whatever the
Aboot.
Hey, You got anything, Rena?
Oh.
Well, I really, really had to pee, so that's why
Yes.
Nobody wants a full bladder.
What do people do for fun in Minnesota when they're not making rock music?
Well, I grew up playing hockey. That was my thing.
You are Canadian. Jesus Christ.
Basically. Well, Minnesota could be part of Canada, as fucking cold as it is here.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I grew up playing hockey. Hockey's a really big thing in Minnesota. They call it the state of hockey in the United States, of course. So
I hope you didn't see me roll my eyes.
I think we rival Canada with the amount of people we have in the NHL.
Not even
just
close,
out of
dude.
the state of Minnesota.
Not even close.
I wonder how that would go, according to in the ratio to the size of the country. Because I'm Finnish, and we also have our fair share of people in the NHL.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
But no one rivals.
Did you know?
No one rivals Canada. You know why they canceled the World Juniors? Because Canada was about to slaughter everybody. They're like, hey, it's over.
Yeah.
We can't let the Americans win
Whatever.
Sorry.
Didn't we just win last year and the year before?
Oh.
Sorry, I don't know if you can see these. Oh, shit. What the fuck is going on here?
Yes. We have no respect for our guests here at all.
Yeah, not if they're hey, it's hockey.
Yeah, that's right.
You fucking cross-check someone, punch them in the face. After the game, you go for a beer.
So let me just interject my United States, not Minnesota. The Islanders have to be probably the best team ever in history.
Led by a Canadian right now, Matt Barzal. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
The Islanders are pretty good this year. They have been the past few years.
Yeah, not many teams have done 4 in a row in their history. And I lived through it. Yes.
That's true.
I'll say this.
Fuck Canada.
When I was 5 years old, I think that was when the Islanders lost to the Oilers when I lived in Edmonton.
And then that started their 4-year dynasty.
Yes.
Well, and when was the last time a Canadian team has won the cup, though? That's what
Fuck
I want to know.
Fuck you. The difference is that every American team that's won the cup has done it on the back of Canadians. That's the problem.
That's true. That's true.
I'll tell you this. So Rena may not know this, but in 2011, I was living in Vancouver, when Vancouver was playing the Bruins, and everyone knew there was going to be a riot. The whole city knew this place is going to burn to the ground if they lose on Game 7.
Crazy.
And they lost. And I was going home that night, and I saw the fucking Bruins bus driving down West Broadway, going to the airport, and people were literally throwing anything they could at the fucking bus. There was bottles flying at the bus. Like, you have no idea. It was just crazy. Anyways, we got to get back to music. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I love some good hockey talk.
Rena?
Yeah, it's super important. Well, I have important things to say about hockey too. You know, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I don't understand hockey. Like my favorite NHL team was the San Jose Sharks because they had the cutest fucking logo.
Nice.
And their caps have had like the turquoise, you know, the thing, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I thought you were going to say that.
Let's stop talking about hockey and go back to music.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Anybody? Rena? All right, I can jump in.
Yeah, I didn't say about music either. Yeah, no. But hey, so you guys actually dropped a single, which I hope you didn't already discuss while I was emptying my bladder. But yeah, tell us more about the hate that you want directed at you. That's what the title says. Hate me. You know.
Hate me. Yep. Fallin. Yeah, it's that was a song. That was actually a song that we kind of had in our catalog for a while. That for whatever reason, it just seemed to take some time to get to a place where we felt comfortable releasing it. We had recently brought in a new guitar player, Colin Johnson, on lead guitar, and he's got some killer chops. He's got more of a classic rock influence to his style. Jimi Hendrix is like a big influence on his, which kind of seems odd throwing into like our sound, but for whatever reason, it really works. And kind of leading up to this point, we've kind of been missing the big gnarly guitar solos in our songs. So once we got Colin on board and kind of got his take on the song and stuff, it really started to develop. And then Ian Combs, the producer, he got a hold of it, and he was like, this could be a really cool song. I just think we need to tailor it a little bit. So we went into the studio and just kind of threw the shit at the wall and started moving stuff around and really chopped the song up, and it came out way different than we went into, and way better than what we went into the studio with originally. So it was exciting, you know, to have this song that's been floating around our catalog for probably 3 or 4 years. Now we didn't really know what to do with, just finally come together. And once Ian got a hold of it and we started getting it put together the way we wanted it to go, the lyrics and the melodies just kind of came to me, you know, like that. And the rest was history.
Was it hard on your ego working with a producer for the first time?
It is a little tough because, you know, you do have to put your ego in check, because the goal is to go in and just make great music. So, you know, if your idea isn't holding up, you know, sometimes you can be like, well, fuck you guys. Like, this was my idea. This is how we're going to do it. Right. But I think that's what's great about working with a producer as a band, because sometimes, you know, when you're self-producing as a band, you can have a hard time getting those messages across. You know, if I say to Kyle, the bass player, like, dude, your part sucks, he's gonna be like, fuck you, your vocal part sucks, you know, blah, 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 blah. Now you have this band tension where you take this outside force that has, you know, nothing to do with what's going on in the band, let him be the guy to relay those messages.
Yeah.
And then it just, you know, it really feels like you can make something a lot cooler, a little more maybe wholesome, because you're not hanging on to these ideas that you had when you first wrote it, because sometimes those ideas are what's holding the song back.
Demoitis.
Exactly. And we kind of fell into that trap with some of these songs and some of this material we have coming out in the future here, where it was just like demo and demo and demo and demo. And it's like, well, we're doing all these demos, but it doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere. So, what's going on here? So that's why I was like, okay, I think it might be time for us to bring in a producer and let's see what he has to say. And it ended up, being a good relationship, and we made some cool stuff.
How many times did you override the producer's decision?
There was only really like one time where, and I think it was with the guitar solo, which I didn't play. Colin laid down a gnarly guitar solo, but I think he wanted to make the guitar solo shorter, like half as long. And I was like, we can take a lot from a lot of places, but we got to keep the guitar solo.
Fucking guitar players.
Right? I know. I'm just the rhythm guitar player, but I fucking love a good guitar solo,
so. Bruce?
I'm going to finish off with one of my ridiculous questions, but I just want to make sure Rena doesn't have anything else.
No. Was the next one happening or canceled?
They haven't
got like 2 minutes.
They haven't jumped in yet, but so real quickly, I'll let you know when they jump in, and we can end this one. But so I've got a ridiculous question. We try and end our podcast on some sort of humor and some sort of laughs. So
sure.
Nothing music related or hockey related or any of that bullshit. What mythical creature would improve the world most if it existed?
Mythical creature? Oh my.
There is a right answer, and if you give us the wrong one, it's serious.
We're gonna edit this badly.
What mythical creature? I don't even know how to answer that question. That one blindsided me.
All right, you want another? You want another one then?
Sure.
An easy one. You ready?
There you go.
All right. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
A hot dog is a sandwich. I mean, it depends on how many condiments you put on it, I suppose. Otherwise, it's a straight up hot dog.
Yes, but
this is a completely new angle on
right?
This is a new angle on the hot dog.
I fucking love it.
So wait, I want to see if I understand this correctly. It's a hot dog until you put ketchup and mustard and what, but also we should go there. What do you put on your hot dogs? Because I'm like just ketchup, maybe some onions. I'm not a mustard guy at all.
I recently got tailored to the whole mustard taste, and I've been digging that. So I'm a ketchup mustard guy. If I'm feeling pretty sporty, I'll maybe do like the chili dog, go that route.
Where are you on the relish?
I'm not a relish.
No,
I'm not a relish guy.
Chris,
I'll eat my hot dog plain before I'll put the fucking relish on.
That's a soundbite right there. I'll eat my hot dog plain before I put the relish on.
Yeah, it's a soundbite.
You truly touched some important topics.
What the fuck is happening? What has happened to our podcast?
I want to go back for a second. So you're saying that if I just put a hot dog on a bun, take it out of the oven or boiling water, whatever you do with it, off the grill, and put nothing on it, it's a hot dog. But the minute I put ketchup on it, we're calling it a sandwich?
I guess maybe not ketchup, but those people that get you get the relish, you got the onions and the peppers.
Mayo.
It's like, well, fuck, you got to damn.
Whoa. Did you just fucking say mayo?
Yeah, dude.
Chris said mayo.
Okay,
I can't believe none of you put mayo on your hot dogs.
That's fucking amazing.
Food is
if you're putting mayo on your hot dog, then you're having a sandwich. I mean, that's just what it is.
I fucking love you, dude. This makes perfect sense. Like, I'll put mayo on a cake.
I'm
okay. I got one. I have one more question.
Wow.
Bruce is so happy he's frozen. Okay, I got one more question before we go, you mayo loving hot dog eater. Okay. Lemieux, Gretzky, Curry, Matthews, Crosby.
No.
Which one?
What about Bossy?
Nah, fuck, he's not in the conversation.
Can you repeat those?
Bossy.
Lemieux? No. Lemieux, Gretzky, Curry, Crosby, and I can't remember. Oh, Matthews. Or Ovechkin.
What about Yager?
Oh, okay, Yager. Yeah, but he doesn't count because he fucking quit and then he came back.
But he's got the nicest mullet in the league.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's hard to. It's tough.
Pick
to
one.
Argue against the great one. I'm going with Crosby.
Okay.
I like Crosby as an all-around player.
Yeah. You know what I think his biggest accomplishment was? Getting rid of his East Canadian accent. That was his biggest accomplishment. That's probably why he's such a good hockey player. Because if you ever go to Eastern Canada, you can't understand a word they say.
He also played high school hockey in Minnesota at Shattuck St. Mary's.
Yeah.
So that's why he's so fucking good.
Nice.
Anyways.
I once did a haircut, and when I came home, my partner told me I looked like Jaromir Jagr. And it wasn't a good haircut.
What'd you go for, the perm mullet?
Wait, you had a permed mullet?
No, there was no hair, but it was fucking awful.
Did you look like a poodle?
And I went to that hair salon to feel better, and I walk out looking like a fucking Russian hockey player. Did not do the trick, I tell you.
I don't know if any of you guys follow Luongo on Twitter, but when he was playing for the Panthers and Yager was down there, and he was showing Yager's mullet progress every day. It's like, look at the mullet. Like, he had like weeks and weeks of tweets of just taking photos of how long the mullet was getting.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So Rena No Pants had a permed mullet.
You're taking that one to your grave.
Oh my God.
Hey, every
don't wish to revisit. Yes.
Right.
every Canadian kid that grew up in the 80s and 90s definitely had a mullet at one point or another. Because
I had a
every
mullet
hockey
when I was
player
little.
did.
I did as well, from New York, but yeah, I had a mullet as well. It was the
I had
thing.
to have it.
Yeah.
You know, when you're playing hockey, you gotta have your hair sticking out the back.
Okay, well, anyways, that was a great podcast about music.
Mullets and monuments.
Oh my God.
Did we actually talk about music at all during this thing? Or?
I don't know, maybe.
I think we briefly
I
touched
took
on it.
care of that. I gave our guests a chance to talk about their music while you little bitches start talking about hockey and shit.
And mullets and hot dogs. I have one gear-related question.
Cool.
Is that a Neve in the background that I see?
It's like a Neve clone.
Ah, which one is it?
You're saying over here?
Yeah.
One of these. This preamp, or actually, that's a compressor.
What's the one up top?
This up here?
No,
Or
the very
this up
top.
there?
Yeah.
That's just my power regulator.
Oh, cool. It looks like a Neve from back here.
Yeah, no, that's just a power regulator. Yeah, I got a little bit of gear in here, nothing too crazy, but enough to have a little fun with.
Thank you, my friend.
Cool.
Hope that wasn't too bad.
Fine,
You were all
that
over the
was no
place,
question.
but I'm gonna blame Rena.
Hey, no,
Hey.
that's fun shit. I dig it.
He learned to cross-check before he could walk properly.
That's right.
Nice.
No, man, that's fun.
That's it.
All right.
Thanks for your talk.
Thank you for your time, man. Be well. We'll talk to you
Hey,
soon.
thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Right
Go
on.
Caps.
Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.